Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Shelly Bryan here, and I am obsessed with sharing real-life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. Hey there, Business of Being Healthy listeners. I am so glad that you came back for today's episode because this is one I'm literally going to take you through something that I am going through right now. And the title of this one is Cleaning Out My Closet. And I'm going to kind of share and take you through really what that means. You could call it skeletons in closets, whatever you want. But I came into 2023 just feeling a little bit different. And it was one of those things that I have been doing work internally for about a decade. But I will tell you, over the last 6 years, I feel like maybe you can, feel this too, is that I almost feel like I've lived a life in these last 6 years. They have been crazy, and this has nothing to do with the pandemic, just crazy as far as growth in my career, in our businesses, in my life. Lots of realizations kind of happening. And I think it's just that time in my life right now. And so I've been doing the work internally for years. And I felt like now is time for my outside to shine as bright as I feel like my inside is shining. So it was like one day I literally walked into my closet and I looked at everything and I was like, I have nothing to wear. Now, it's not like the typical when people say I walk into my closet, and I used to coach women professionally that you walk in your closet and nothing fits, like physically, like it's too tight or maybe too loose, like it doesn't fit. It was like nothing in my closet fit this new version of myself that I see in the mirror. And so it was like I walked in there and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I have to change in a good way, right? I've been doing all of this work. Now I need my outside to shine the same way. And so I kind of want to take you through this like style evolution during various periods in my life. I'm going to take you more on the professional side, and then just kind of what I've gone through this year to really change and level up so that I can show up as my best self. And my hope in sharing this with you is so that maybe you could relate. Maybe you could see like, man, I've really been doing the work, whether it's like physical activity and fitness, growing professionally, growing personally, becoming this new version, holding these new boundaries. All of this work on the inside, we have to make sure that we show up that way, exterior as well, not for other people's, but for our damn self. So my style evolution, I'm going to take you back if you've been with me, right? I was a financial advisor coming out of college. And so that was suits, right? Like I wore pantsuits every single day. I was in a very male-dominated industry. I was one of 3 female brokers within a 50 stockbroker office. So it was definitely like a power move, dark suits. And then I moved on to the pharmaceutical industry where I spent 16 plus years. And I started in suits. So this was a long time ago, back when that industry wore suits. And then it kind of like evolved, of course, over that length of time. But I found myself kind of shopping at 2 areas, and that was like Loft and Banana Republic. And it was really dressing for convenience. So when I look back at it now for 16 years of my life, I dressed for convenience. It wasn't like, sure, I wanted to be in a suit and I wanted to be professional and I wanted to be, show up in this professional way for my clients. But it was also convenience. I live here in Arizona. It's freaking hot in the summer. I got to make sure that like if I'm getting in and out of my car or whatever I'm doing, I can still look presentable when I go in the office. So it was all about convenience, not anything I loved. Then I ran a donut shop franchise. And this uniform was t-shirts and jeans, right? So I went to a totally different extreme. There's a lot behind that story, but maybe there was like some a little rebellion when it came to like the suits and like the sundresses. I was like, screw this. I'm wearing Converse or Vans, jeans, and like my little uniform shirt, even though I owned the restaurant. It was ridiculous. So I was in that kind of uniform every single day, 20 hours a day, literally working 20-hour days. It's not something I'm proud of. But then I moved on and I was an equine media host. So I hosted online platforms live where I would have two experts, and I would be moderating with the audience, having lots of interaction. Well, I'd be wearing, in the equine world and the horse world, I'm wearing my jeans, my boots, and I have a jacket on because I was live on screen. I was the moderator. I was the founder of this company. I, again, wanted to have that very professional look, but I was tying in the jeans that I would wear riding my horses. Then I moved on. Actually, at the same time, I was performance coaching high achieving women. And in this role, obviously, we were talking a lot about mindset and a lot about fitness. And so I was like in gym clothes. So you can kind of see like it's extremes each time, kind of these big extremes. And then right now, coming into 2023, I'm helping, co-owning a multi-million-dollar general contracting firm with my husband. He's in the field. I'm the marketing arm, collaboration arm, and I'm a podcast host. But I will tell you, over the last 6 years, I've done so much inner work. I've read the books. I've taken the courses. I've done the deep thought where it's like that ugly cry and wondering what the hell was I thinking in previous choices that I've made in my life. All of it is good reflection. But I come into this year and I have 20 freaking years of experience, of life. And I had 2 kids, right? And my husband and I have been married, it'll be 18 years this year. I have life and this vision of who I saw myself becoming. I was doing all of the work, and where I still want to go, I walked into the closet and it wasn't me. That wasn't who I saw myself wearing and becoming, and getting up on stage, having the podcast host, the guests that I want to bring on, showing up as this best version of myself. Again, I'm not saying this episode to be like, I want to look good in front of a gigantic room of women that are also business owners and what have you. No, it's like when I wear clothes that radiate who I am on the inside, on the outside, I am so much more confident. I am so much more effective in negotiations. I am so much more effective as a podcast host. And guess what? I'm a better mom and I'm a better wife. And so while this may not seem like a big deal, and it may be one of those things that you're like, yeah, my outfits work right now, or this is like convenient right now. I know that feeling, remember? Is that like, I just want to tell you that the changes that I've made, I'm recording this one on May 1st. The changes I've made in the last 4 months, I couldn't be where I am and where I see myself going in the next couple months if I didn't make that change. And so while it might not seem like a big one, I just want to challenge you. It actually might be the one thing that's holding you back from that next level. So here's a few things that I did to be able to kind of make this change, notice these changes that I wanted to make, and then stay till the end, because I'm also going to leave you with a few thought-provoking questions to really honestly help you trigger. Is this something that I need to look at, or is it not? You could take this or you could pass it right on by. But here's some of the things that I did to get crystal clear on what I was doing. And that was to truly understand who that new version of me is. That included setting boundaries for myself, my work ethic, the way that I showed up in the world, and the way that I also let others treat me. And so I got crystal absolutely clear on who that new version is of me. Number 2, I hired a stylist. Never did I ever think I would do that. So if you're listening being like, hell no, Shelly, I'd never do it. I get it. I never thought I would either, but I found the right people. And here's the thing I want to tell you is that if this was your business, or even if it was someone for your child that was an expert at what they did, you wouldn't think twice about spending the money to invest on that. You showing up as the best version of yourself, like style-wise, I'm going to hire the freaking expert to go do the work, understand my style, and let me just show up and feel amazing. So if I'm investing all that time over the last 6 years, how much, I need to also match that investment with how I want to show up. So hiring a stylist. And number 3, and that's where this episode really stemmed from, was cleaning out my closet. Holy cow. Let me just tell you, that was such a, it's like, I can't think of another word except for cleansing experience, because I walked in there and I was able to kind of ask myself questions with every single garment that I have, every single pair of shoes, every single cap, all my undergarments, everything. As I would look at it and I'd be like, does the new version of myself wear this? And it was not oh, maybe, or kind of, or, oh, I'm going to hold on to it because I have this great memory or what have you. It was crystal clear, black and white, because I understood who that person was. So I'd look at something, I'd be like, you know what? I love this. I appreciate it, but this isn't the new version of me. And boom, it goes into the donation pile. The other thing I asked myself was, does this garment match the quality that I'm putting into my life? Quality is a big thing for me. And I know that I want you all to know, I love Target as much as the next person. And I have plenty of Target clothes, but those are mine when I wear, or those have very specific purposes. Not a knock on Target, but as I am showing up as a different level, and Target isn't going to do it for me. So I still kept some, but if the garment doesn't match the quality, and you could plug in Target, you could plug in any store, is that if that doesn't match the quality that I want to express on the exterior, then it's a no-go for me. So what also clearing out my closet helped me do is that it opened up space for me to welcome that new version of myself. So remember at the beginning how I said, I walked into my closet and I was like, yeah, nothing fit. This isn't going to work. Nothing. I can't fit into anything. I don't like it, right? Is I was almost keeping a guard down. I was keeping this guard up of oh, these clothes are they're good enough. These are good clothes. Nothing I have is bad. I'm sure nothing in your closet is bad, but it was keeping me small. And by cleaning out my closet, you guys, I'm not kidding. I took out probably 8 bags for a donation between shoes and clothes. Taking that all out, I literally walk in my closet now and I'm I cannot wait to see what garments I'm going to add. I can't wait to see the outfits that I'm going to walk into these meetings with, that I'm going to close this business with, that I'm going to go on date night I opened up the opportunity for all of that to come in by cleaning out my closet. I know this might sound crazy to you, but I'm telling you, if you go through this exercise, you will be surprised at how much it actually opens up your mind. So what I'll say is that looking back, I've been doing, like I said, this really deep work over 6 years, and it's been hard. And the one thing I could say is that I wish I did it a little bit sooner. Now, no regrets. I do not have regrets. We don't have time for that BS. But what I can say is that I love efficiency. And there was parts of me that was preventing this from going down, from this closet clean out happening. And if I would have done it sooner, and now feeling what it is like to open up that space to welcome this new version of me coming in, I just wish I would have done it sooner, because I probably could have maxed out some of my efficiency. That is the only thing. So if you sense hesitation with doing a closet clean out, that might be you're kind of nervous to see this new version of yourself. Is this new version really what you want? All of that, if you sense some hesitation, dig deep there, kind of understand why. Now, before I get to the questions that kind of close up this episode, is that I want to definitely, I know I already said it, but this has nothing to do with money or the amount that I'm spending. I didn't hire my stylist and say, go to Neiman Marcus, unlimited budget, just go. No, this was smart decisions that were able to level up my style that I want to share on the outside of how I feel on the inside. So it's an opportunity, this spending is an opportunity for me to allow myself to show up as I see myself on the inside. And so no more will I ever say convenience. No more will I say this is good enough. F that. I'm better than that. I am so much better than that. And I know you are too. So if you find yourself this is good enough. Good enough is BS. Get it out of the way. Find what it is for you and your style to bring up your best self. Show up as your best self. So as I close out here, I'm going to leave you with those questions to help you reflect on whether your exterior is showing up as your interior, right? Your interior self, who you want to become, and where potentially you could be holding back. So the first question is really get crystal clear and answer, how do I want to show up for myself and others? I'm sure that answer is not, it's good enough. Number 2, does my time invested on my inner self match how I am showing up daily? We talk a lot about money and spending, but time is such a valuable asset. And we all have the exact amount 24 hours in a day. Now, we don't know when our time is over, right? So that can change for each person. But I'm telling you, we have that time. And if you have spent, like me, 6 years, decade, really doing the inner work, make sure that investment in time is also matched with how you are going to show up as yourself. And number 3, when I walk into my closet, do my clothes not fit physically, or do they not fit how I view myself? So that one is one you're going to want to sit with. And what I would recommend is pulling out a piece of paper, open up a note on your phone, and just start journaling and understand what mind block, what boundaries or blocks could be holding you up mentally from being able to invest in yourself to show up physically as good as you feel on the outside, on the inside. Now, one last point here I just want to say is sometimes we don't feel that good on the inside. I get it. I've been there. And sometimes we need that outfit where we look at ourselves and we might not feel like 100%. We might feel like 75. We might feel like 50%. But you put on that one outfit and you're like, damn, I look good. And you will then have a new experience in that day because you feel so good in those clothes that you're wearing. Not whatever size, whatever anything, it doesn't matter. The cost doesn't matter. It's having that power outfit that you need on those days where you don't feel 100%. That will completely change the outcome of your day. So I am so happy that you listened into this one. This one you could kind of feel, I'm going through this literally right now. And that's why I thought someone out there might be going through it too here in our Business of Being Healthy community. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. And I hope this helps you as much as it has helped me.